Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Boring Enterprise Nerdletter Talk number one gajillion billion something something. Definitely over 100 because we celebrated 100th
Yeah.
anniversary recently. So, as always, I'm Elena Perfileva, and joining me is Paul Moderman, my partner in crime and Nerdletter writing. We gathered here to talk about all the latest, greatest, exciting subjects that are on top of our minds
Mhm.
and that we are going to write in the next newsletter. There is probably bonus material this time, at least from me, but we'll see where this conversation takes us. So, Paul, if you don't mind, as is customary, I will
Yes.
I will
We
I will
we have
start sharing.
we put the money beats up front, as they
Yeah.
say in the office. So we give Yelena the share first.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully Zoom is going to record this time correctly. Fingers crossed. All right, all right. So let's see. Okay, so as always, we each have up to three stories. Sometimes we do less, very very rarely more. But
Hmm.
so in this case, I do have three different subjects. I'm sure one of them is definitely going to be story. Two others, I'm not sure right now at this point which one will end up being story. And last time, by the way, I totally lied. And then I just wrote about something else because something came up at the last minute. So, but that's a good, good for our video
So
viewers because
you
you get
guys could be
more.
in for a surprise.
Yeah, you get more material. So it always pays to subscribe and like, of course. All right. So first story, first subject. There is kind of strange. A conversation started talking about how we have like legacy, and legacy is already a fancy word for like old stuff because old stuff doesn't sound good. So people thought, well, we shouldn't call this old bad, let's call it legacy. So
Yeah.
legacy is kind of respectable word for your old systems, your old crap. But now there seems to be very strange push to use the word heritage as well, which apparently is better than legacy even. So now it's not just not bad like legacy, like not bad, but it it kind of suggestions that you can take advantage of your legacy stuff because
Yeah.
as this person is saying, that's actually your heritage. It's kind of not wrong because especially in SAP space that would translate to okay, you have your legacy ECC system and it's going to become your heritage and your beginning of brownfield S/4HANA
Hmm.
implementation
Hmm.
because you also have good stuff in your
Yeah. Yeah.
legacy, whatever. So we can call like good old stuff heritage if anyone
Yeah.
wants. I mean, it's not really kind of wrong thought, maybe not even new one. Although I think this post specifically starts talking about creating like domain specific language for enterprise and probably providing some kind of context of using your historic data and historic processes as maybe ground for doing more with it. So I'm guessing that's where
Hmm.
they're coming from. But and this post was a few months ago, but coincidentally, someone else, well, Alice there always has some, I have to say, really strange posts on LinkedIn. But in this case, he's saying, essentially saying your legacy is not technical debt, it's untapped capital. So kind of similar point of view. So
Hmm.
now suddenly legacy used to be bad. Now legacy is suddenly good. So yeah, I have some kind of side thoughts on this, but that's
Yeah.
kind of that's the idea that's floating around
Yeah.
and yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Just on the face of it, I have a nuance
Mm,
of this from Alistair's at least. The
mm,
the title here is your legacy SAP system is not technical debt.
mm.
Maybe that's true, maybe it's not.
Yeah,
Certainly your
yeah,
legacy system has technical debt,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah, for sure.
they're
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't trust anyone
Yeah.
claiming to be otherwise. So. All right. So that's kind of legacy to heritage to. I'm wondering if there are more synonyms we can come up with.
Yeah.
That would be fun to play with words.
You're
So
you're
as
you're your
Yes, yeah.
lineage, your
Yeah,
your enterprise
exactly.
lineage.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
I'm thinking like Tywin Lannister, like obsessed with the
yes,
family
yes.
persisting forever, right?
Yes, 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 and
Yeah.
there are always some bastards in in family, which actually turns out to be the best somehow. All right, so moving on. So ABAPConf, that's gonna be that's so
Hey,
this
there
one
we
is
go.
definitely a story. So it just recently finished. I did not find very well organized information about it just yet. And I totally not blaming organizers
No.
because they are just regular people. There isn't like a company running this like other
This
conferences.
is
So
this is like the purest for love of the game thing in the
yeah,
whole world.
yeah,
I could
yeah.
never shout at these guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So currently there are two videos, very long videos, like 8, 9 hours long videos on YouTube from track one and track two. So
I mean,
just to talk about this, I pulled up this agenda kind of description from track one. And I always write about ABAPConf. I got a chance to go there in person last year, which was excellent. And this year, I think it kind of looks even more eclectic agenda than before.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm not quite sure why exactly. It could be just because of the speakers that happen to be there, or maybe it's really kind of reflection of strange kind of times of change in larger
yeah,
community.
yeah,
So that's possibility too. So I will probably pick up a couple of specific presentations that I want to highlight. I will not get a chance to go through like 18
yeah.
hours of content, but good thing half of this is in German, so it's okay. Just a few points for the video here. It's funny that people still talking about like this in German, but I can say like ABAP can do like TDD. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah,
still trying to convince ABAP developers that they can do that. And I think it will be sooner AI will take over and AI
yeah.
will do TDD,
A
then
hundred percent.
majority of
A
developers are
hundred
gonna do
percent.
that.
Yes.
I still hate all this, unit test crap, to be honest. It's like unless someone does this for me, I'm not doing it, forget it. It's like
Yeah.
I cannot
It's
like
it's one of those
yeah,
things. It's one of those things AI wise. So I have two thoughts here.
yeah.
The
Sure.
with the AI stuff and TDD or unit testing or whatever, like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you know the capability of language models and AI tools to sort of give you a real boost on like unit testing and things like this.
Mm,
It has this tendency to wake up these sleeping giants of like, yes, we totally should do that. That's great.
yeah.
But then you're like, you know, you haven't been doing it so far.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
think I don't know what that's
Yeah.
actually costing you not to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it's compressed in time and compressed in its ability to to make things better in the moment, that's great. But like, I mean, there are systems out there that run relatively reliably, and there is nary a unit test in sight
Yeah.
on all of this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like, it like someone, I think it was Mike Berg. I think I've said this before, but shout out to Mike Berg.
Mm,
When I first met him, I was working at Cargo, and he was talking to somebody about Java or something like that, and
mm.
and and I overheard Mike saying, this is when like I couldn't even spell ABAP at that point. This is when I first heard overheard over the cubicles Mike say to somebody, "Yeah, but SAP is just different." And in that moment, I
Yeah.
didn't get it,
Yeah.
and now I do.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether unit testing fits inside or outside that circle of,
Yeah.
yeah, SAP is just different, but it might be a potential member of that weird set of things that are different between SAP
Yeah,
and not SAP
yeah,
stuff.
easily. And
Yeah.
and I also I mean I don't do development in other languages, but I kind of keep an eye on what's happening there, and it's super easy on Reddit because
Oh yeah.
anything that goes kind of viral or equivalent of that, it's immediately, goes floated up for everyone. And I usually see posts like for example, it seems like some good ideas, they go into the extreme territory, and then it becomes more of a nuisance. Because I have
Yeah.
been seeing posts, developers kind of rolling their eyes and saying, I just changed like a comment, and now I have to run like 1800 tests or something. And yeah, so there is, I think you can, there can be too much of a good thing, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, and I totally agree that SCP is different. Some people might claim that it shouldn't be, but I think reality just simply is. So
It just simply is.
so yeah.
Okay, so the other thing I was just gonna
Mm-hmm.
briefly mention too
Yeah,
here
yeah,
is
sure.
there's I think there's two videos or two tracks or whatever here, and
Mm.
there's like 8 hours of video or 18 hours of video.
Yeah, yeah,
That there's this weird combination of like there is so much video and yet it is so densely packed full of stuff.
yeah,
Like there is there is like it's hard to imagine 18 hours of video
yeah,
on other things that are as like just nutrition
yeah,
dense as
yeah,
this is.
yeah.
It's incredible what is done here, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And usually ABAPConf content is very good. I mean,
Yeah, I
there
mean,
could be like a couple of duds here and there, but that's okay. That's a very low percentage, because
yeah.
comparing to some very big, especially
Oh,
organized by SAP or companies
it's
conferences,
ugh,
there is so
yes,
much marketing sometimes.
yeah.
And this year there were several presentations by SAP employees. However, at least one of them, it was people like Andre Fisher, so cannot go wrong with that.
Yeah,
And another presentation, I haven't looked through it, that might be a little bit like but still they were okay. And again, even if those were kind of meh, but it's still only kind of small percentage of the content. The rest
yeah,
of it was really, really true. People sharing out of the goodness of their heart. They are not being paid to be there. They're not really promoting anything. So really appreciate their effort. Just a
yeah.
couple of highlights, I think, most likely that I will mention. It's this nice template. Can we buy it? It was an interesting presentation. I'm not sure if this will apply necessarily to many like regular ABAPers, because it was talking more about, if I understood this correctly, some company kind of starting with smaller scale custom development and blowing it up into almost mini like solution for SAP. So
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines. And they talked about mostly like distribution and yeah, like quality challenges. So that aspect might be maybe somewhat interesting.
Yeah,
Of course, AI powered stuff, of
yeah.
course, but I do think that may have been SAP presentation. So that may be more like wait till TechEd when stuff is
Mm,
actually released. And I found it funny that CDS views, that's like love and money in cinema. It's like perennial subject that always finds its way into ABAP conferences.
yeah,
And really super super keynote this year. Carl Kessler, he's truly ABAP legend, and
yeah.
excellent presentation. And funny enough, he did like walking down the memory lane, because he started with R2 screenshot sharing, so like monochrome, like green and
Yeah.
black like screen. So, but he's a really excellent presenter. So all of that was very interesting.
Didn't
Even if it's not
wasn't
like cutting edge like AI stuff. Yeah.
wasn't didn't he say he was gonna retire or something too?
I mean,
Was that
yeah,
Carl? Was it he said that?
um, possibly, yeah, quite possible. I mean, he's an institution, so he's
Yeah.
he's been around for a very long time.
I just was
But
thinking it would be
yeah,
I was thinking it'd be really neat if he, he does a keynote and then he like straps
I
on a
like, yeah,
jetpack and
bye, like
flies off.
exactly,
Yeah.
like, and then takes off. Yeah, like I'm off to to.
And then the camera just there's just like a Forrest Gump like the feather floating down. There's just like his badge is just like floating down from the sky and it just
Yeah,
the final shot is his badge as the rocket is like off to the
yeah.
moon or whatever, you
Yeah,
know? Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, whatever Carl decides to do, he will be always remembered. So,
Yes.
in a good way. All right. So now potentially is either a story or kind of bonus content. One of my favorite subjects, game of musical chairs at SAP Executive Board. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of bordering on obsession, my unhealthy interest with happenings at SAP exec board. So this time, I mean, it's not really news per se. I think people knew this was coming, but this CIO magazine decided to report on this. So happenings at SAP executive board. So back in March, they created some kind of big group to take care of all the customer, I guess, service, customer business. And poor Thomas Soresic got assigned to lead all of that. And I think, I mean, it's not like, again, it's not like executive board is looking for feedback from me, but I do think purely organizational wise, it makes sense to make your sales, delivery, and support part of the same thing. It's actually good for customers
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
then it's your support should be aligned with your delivery and sales, because sales needs, if sales selling one thing, delivery delivering another thing, then support is catching all that
Yeah.
crap that's floating
Yeah.
that way. So that's not good. So I hope that's the kind of spirit of it, and if that's the case, then it's a good change. But again, I don't envy Thomas at all.
Oh,
I hope he asks for more money to do that. And Muhammad Alam will be departing next year. If I'm completely honest, without making much of an impact on SAP world.
I guess, yeah, I don't
Um,
know.
yeah, it was a weird kind of addition to the team, and okay, and so SAP is looking for replacement, and I'm like, again, once again, I would like, since they're looking at the US, I would like to kind of throw my hat into the ring, and well, I'm totally like available, if you don't find anyone else. Yeah, again, I have a dual citizenship, which would be like totally advantageous, and lots of SAP experience as well. So much more practical experience, I have to
I
say, than executive board
I'm just
members combined.
I'm imagining like those ads that are on like the bus benches, and it's
Yeah.
just like a picture of you and it's like looking for a sea level, why
Yeah,
not
yeah,
me,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Why not? Yeah, exactly. And yeah, like a little bit of like Botox, like here and there. I think I would clean up nicely. Some Ozempic, some nice business suit. So yeah, and people don't need to wear heels anymore. So awesome. So that's pretty cool. I could just walk in like walk into the keynote like, hey, what's up? Fellow executives. So yeah, I can totally do that. So if you guys are looking, call off your storage. You found a candidate. So yeah, but just one thing I kind of gave me semi chuckle in, in this specific article, and CIO magazine is, I think, a little bit far out there, that they're on the brink, I think, of maybe losing touch with reality, if I'm completely honest. And they're always quoting those analysts that are floating on the same plane, almost like somewhere. And I don't know where those people are getting information, or like, who even are they? What do they do? And like, how did they get a job? But I just found this statement almost hilarious. So this is, so someone, yeah, from some kind of analyst or whomever said that. So the shift in, so Christian Klein now is going to be taking more, I guess, responsibility somehow through all this executive shuffle. And so specific statement here is, help drive shifting SAP from SaaS first company to an AI first company. I'm like, they they didn't even get to like SaaS
Yeah,
first, I think, yet.
let's
It's like they're, they're like, oh, and it's like, this is like as if this is already accomplished, and now they're shifting. It's like changing horses like in the middle of
yeah,
crossing. It's like
yeah.
you didn't get there and now you're going elsewhere, which is fine. But I just found this like, what, like, what? But I mean, okay, I mean, if you didn't get to SaaS first and you don't even want to go there anymore, I mean, I guess that's fine. Just forget about that
Yeah,
and go elsewhere.
it's
So
it's
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 okay, I
it's
think.
it's less of a like, we got here, now where do we go next? It's
Yeah.
more like, God, we couldn't get there, but maybe we can go over here,
Yeah, but
right?
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah, maybe that
yeah,
place looks nice, so we
yeah.
should use that. So like, all right, so
Um,
that's kind of yeah, that's all from me, and over to you, Paul.
Okie dokie. So, I've written about it a couple times here, but there's a new entry in the like SAP RPT or SAP Rapid
Yeah, yeah.
world. So Google has introduced their kind of version of that
Mm,
foundation model for tabular data, very related to, of course, SAP stuff. Um, uh, I I'm actually I think there's enough here. I looked
mm,
out at the GitHub and I looked at the stuff. I think there's enough here to actually try this like via API and things like
mm,
this. I'll have to like build a little environment, but I think I can just use Codex for that. But I want to try this up against the Rapid One thing. I don't know. I don't think I can. I don't think I can get access to the API for Rapid One, but
mm,
I can just try the. I can just try the web version of it enough
mm,
times, and I think I can. I think I can even download the same data sets that they put in their demo thing there. So it'll be an
mm,
interesting test because, like, I see this. So one of the things on SAP's version of this thing, right, is that like they claim and they say they train on like tons of like enterprise data, which I mean, which makes sense. SAP should have it if nobody else. Whereas Google is saying here we've done synthetic data training on
mm,
this stuff. Now, what's interesting about this is that like synthetic data is growing up in terms of like the AI world is like, yeah, it does work to train things on this stuff. Like you can get improvements in things. All of the frontier AI models are using synthetic data to
mm,
to do their work too. The interesting thing, and I was thinking about this, is that like I'm curious as to what this means for some of the businessy sounding things that are buried in the data.
mm,
So the example is think about there's a four letter acronym EMEA.
mhm.
That means something to businessy SAP
Yeah,
type people.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know whether that means anything to people who are not thinking about things in these
yeah.
terms, you know? And so I am curious as to whether like nuancy things like that
Mm,
are present in the synthetic data
mm,
that Google's model is doing versus SAP's model. Because I have to imagine like again, I wasn't able to find out the full details. I'll have to do some more poking. I have to imagine that SAP's version of, or excuse me, Google's version of this thing is like, from a technology and scale standpoint, probably on a different level than SAP's thing.
mm,
I don't even know whether it's better or worse, but it's on a different level, right? Um, but if we are narrowing the domain here to like enterprisey, businessy kind of data doing this stuff, is Google's approach good enough, or is SAP's approach gonna have a better result here with these things? Because there's just a lot of businessy bullshit baked into data that you kind of have to understand. Like, in other words, I guess the way to say this would be like, if you didn't have a model like this, or if you didn't have SAP RPT or Rapid,
mm.
whatever, you like as a data scientist, you would not go in blind. You would go in knowing
Yeah,
something about the data
yeah,
you're looking at.
yeah.
And that affects how you put together the parameters and the tuning of the things, right? So what'll be interesting to see is whether this synthetic data approach here results in the same businessy kind of uh, value from the Google side that it does appear to do from the SAP side,
Mm,
right? And
yeah,
I literally have no idea. So I'll have to I'm trying to find a way to test it somehow.
yeah, yeah.
But I guess we'll see. And if it's easy enough, I might just do a video of me testing it out too,
Mm,
just to record it. Because
yeah, that would be cool.
I think I can just use like Codex to like put together the pieces for me anyway. So
Mm,
it might not be too terribly whatever to set that up there. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and just a highlight too. There's Savanta put out a post about RPT. But somehow I never
mm,
stumbled on this before. This is a pretty good information grab on this kind of stuff too. So shout
mm,
out to those guys for doing this. this will help me. I don't know if there's an author identified for this. Anyway, yes, Nicholas, thank you very much.
Mm,
Pretty cool stuff here. I will definitely be
awesome.
reading and learning this too to sort of feed the beast here.
Mm,
Um, okay, so second thing that I want to talk about, and this came up uh, between you and me discussing things this week, Yelena, which
mm,
is imposter syndrome.
yeah,
And we've
yeah,
talked about this a couple times before. A good friend of ours actually made a mention of it in one of his posts on the socials as well. Um, and as somebody who I definitely feel like I have experienced this in the past and probably still
yeah,
do to some degree, as I go around. And I feel like many, many other people share this same idea. I want to talk a bit more about it. I think we have maybe mentioned this in videos
yeah.
or mentioned this in passing in various things, but I want to go a little deeper, look at some of the
Clinical definitions.
yeah, and look at some of these like I don't know whether these things are BS or real or not, but there's some like
Mm,
strategies for these things too.
mm,
Um, and some other just write-ups information. And I would just want to like sort of share my
mm,
perspective a bit more on this too, because it had a pretty big impact on me early in my career
yeah,
in
yeah,
terms
for
of
sure.
doing stupid things, you
Yeah.
know? And I don't know whether our readership contains enough people similarly stupid to me who could get some benefit out of this, but I think I can share a couple of like, oh, jeez, Paul, you dummy, kind of moments of where I overcompensated in things to try to overcome this feeling that just like
Yeah.
destroys your psyche in some way, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I posted that in reply to our friend. I think, ironically, people who I think should not really be suffering from this syndrome usually do, but those who should be usually don't. So,
It
so that's kind of almost your indicator. If you're
has
feeling
this,
like
yeah.
that, you're probably okay. Because people who just have no doubt in their abilities at all, they're usually those insufferable LinkedIn influencers who are just confidently, incorrectly posting all kinds of crap there. So yeah.
It makes me think about the like there's this kind of old adage out there that
Hmm.
like if you're always the smartest person in the room, you should find different rooms to be in,
Yeah.
right? But also I think there's like a corollary to it, which is that like
Mm,
if you always think you're the smartest person in the room, you probably are never the smartest person in the
yeah.
room,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like you
That's
you
true.
you're misreading things if you think
Yeah.
if you just think you stroll into everything and you're just the cream of the crop at every single thing you do, no matter what, you are probably not reading things correctly either,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And Dunning-Kruger is in the mix there somewhere too, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Okay, so anyway, Imposter December, I'll write up some stuff. Maybe we'll even get a chance to talk to this guy. I don't know, depending on if he wants to do it or not,
mm,
but
yeah.
that would be cool. Um, Finally, I think there's been mention and talk of this
Mm,
over the years. SAP is now has like a custom code migration agent
mm,
available in their uh Joule Joule mix, which
mm.
keeps getting a little bit I feel like
Getting
it keeps
yeah.
getting a little bit harder to explain what's going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's gotten to the point of like it's crazy, but I feel like unless you live inside and do this with Joule in particular,
Yeah.
there's like a different accent to this. There's a different flavor to this rather than like other AI assistants for other languages or
Yeah.
even other AI assistants for ABAP,
And
you
yeah,
know?
by the way, I've noticed, I mean, on the same LinkedIn, and we had a story before explaining all the different jewels. Maybe we
Yeah,
can dig it up again. And I've seen this again, and SAP is totally at fault here by choosing very strange kind of naming and nominations for their products,
yeah,
because people hear Joule and they just use Joule for like anything related, AI related, that SAP kind of released
yeah.
almost. And very frequently you can see someone posting, oh, Joule, blah, 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 Joule. And then someone from SAP, well, this is a capability of Joule, blah, 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 Joule Studio, or like Joule for, I'm like, well, maybe pick a
Yeah.
different name next time, guys. I don't know because it's like again like S/4HANA private cloud, public cloud, just so much confusion. Then everyone has to go in and clear out, and every time just SAP just steps on the same rake, and again like whoosh, we gave the same name to 500 different things, and now we have to go and correct people
I
or
mean,
or clarify what exactly we're talking about because yeah, they're totally they're like Joule, like as like the old-timey ChatGPT kind of SAP variation. There is also Joule with different with different nomination that is more agentics, but people hear Joule and that's it. That's they don't
I
go into
I mean
details.
I mean I mean it's like HANA all over again,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
There for a while the BTP or BAIP now was called HANA Cloud Platform,
yeah,
but it had nothing to do with HANA itself as a
yeah,
database
yeah,
technology.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean, it was probably available there, but
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't like the platform itself was like
Yeah,
sprung forth from
yeah,
HANA
yeah,
somehow, right?
exactly. Or like
Um,
hardwired to it, like
yeah. I think my wife pays zero attention to anything I talk about with SAP stuff, and good for her. Like,
yeah,
don't do that. But like, if she did, I think she would say in the past she would have said, "So wait, so what is HANA?"
yeah,
And rightfully so, because if
yeah,
you're not living in the mix, you'd have no idea. And
yeah,
now the question would be, wait, so what is Joule?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it would be the
exactly.
exact same problem.
Yeah,
It becomes nothing.
yeah,
It's like, I hate to be a nerd about this, but guys, prepare yourself for Star Wars, okay? So, I'm gonna compare this to Darth Vader, okay? So, in the original Star Wars movies, Darth Vader has, I don't know, not many lines. He's not always on screen just jabbering to the characters. He's like an
mm,
imposing like blah
yeah,
blah blah, and you're
yeah,
like he's scary because of that. And then like in the years since the original Star Wars stuff, Darth Vader is like everywhere talking about
yeah,
what's in the canteen for lunch. You know what I mean? Like he's
yeah,
just,
yeah,
and every time you do that, you dilute the scary version that was
yeah,
effective, and you
yeah.
turn into like, well, what is Darth Vader now? He's just like
Just a
a
guy, like
weirdo in
a
a robot suit, I guess.
manager.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
he's Empire middle management, I guess,
yeah,
who's trying
exactly.
to be scary but not scary because people keep
Yeah,
beating him up or whatever. And so like what Darth Vader once was is now no longer a thing. Now
yeah,
Darth Vader doesn't inspire this like what a great character. Now it's like, oh, what's going on here?
yeah,
Jewel is suffering this same thing.
yeah,
I don't know whether Jewel ever had a cool origin to begin with, but like
yeah,
the the possibility is done. It's too many things now,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
That being said, that wasn't what I started to talk about this for anyway. um,
Yeah.
although somebody I'm sure will be happy that I compared like SAP to
Sidetracked
Darth Vader. Yeah,
successfully. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, guys,
Um,
everyone is learning so much today. So awesome. I'm so glad we're doing this.
uh,
So
there is this code migration agent and this
mm,
stuff, and like I do think there is some usefulness here going on.
mm,
It still has the SAP flavor of like it takes way too many GD steps to do a thing
yeah,
that should be easy as whatever, right?
yeah,
Like, look at all these screenshots, look at all these instructions,
yeah,
look at all these
yeah,
things to do and look at. When it's like, for many of them, it's like a deterministic fix
yeah,
to do this fix, right?
yeah.
Like, look at all these
Oh
things.
yeah. Oh geez.
Look at this.
Jesus.
Like, what this, like, it's a deep challenge. I know it is. And don't get me wrong, like, SAP and others in this space are doing, hard work, clearly, to try to do things here.
Yeah,
But like, I guess this just continues this conversation that you and I have every now and again of just like making developers' lives easier is nowhere on SAP's radar.
yeah,
Not at all.
yeah, yeah,
Because
for
because
sure.
even forget the difficulties of like going from like your ECC style things to your S4 style
Mm,
things as whatever. Just like doing this should be so much easier. What is going on? that it takes like 30
Yeah.
screenshots to explain
Yeah.
this stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
it's just
like
yeah.
kudos, but like keep improving, please,
Yeah.
I guess is the thing I want to say to this.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's lots of stuff like not even on screenshots here because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, like do like this note or like call your account executive or whatever something. So it's yeah, it's like a chore list every time I
Yeah.
see this and it's like, oh, okay, cool, but then like, oh, never mind. So yeah.
It's just like it's like I think I just need to stop complaining.
Yeah.
No, no, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep complaining. But the undercurrent of every complaint is just like clearly no important ears ever hear the
Yeah.
complaints, or if they do, they simply do not care. It is just
Yeah.
not the top of the priority list. And maybe if I was in their seat, I would agree that it's not top priority. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but like, from the nerd side, guys, like there can be some more polish on this. This can be a little bit better, I think,
Yeah.
for this stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. Glad it exists. Keep improving it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome. All right.
All done.
Always, always can do better.
Yes.
Awesome. So these are our potential six or less or more stories for the upcoming newsletter. Please, guys, as always, subscribe, read, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And we also appreciate your comments, and we do read them, unlike
Yeah.
SVP, and we do care. So don't hesitate to drop us a line and let us know what you think. All right. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.